And we are back. What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the SoBackSports podcast. And we're so back with another episode. And happy holidays and Merry Christmas to everyone that celebrate. And we had a couple games today. And I think as well, did we have a game yesterday? I forgot.
No. Christmas
Oh,
Eve
okay.
we didn't have a game,
Yeah, it
but
feels like there's.
s-
Mhm.
speaking of those games that we had today, as the great LeBron James said today, after beating Steph Curry, that the NFL is good, but the NBA owns Christmas Day, and I think today these games proved it. Come on, NBA, all the games today were all memorable. They were. If you didn't watch all the NBA games today, they were amazing. I mean, we got a game that ended 31-2. Like, come on. And then the Chiefs game 29-10. Like, we're gonna dive into those, but like, I'm gonna say this: NFL is all sweet and dandy. I think the playoffs are amazing. I think the regular season's great. Just stay off of Christmas Day, man. I mean, it's good for the players. It's good for the company. It's good for everything, man. Stay off Christmas Day because that is the NBA, and the NBA will always own Christmas Day. That's their day, man. Because they bring out
Personally,
banger after banger after banger. Like, come on, you can't even lie. Like, if you watch today's game, like specifically, we go by this year's games. Christmas Day, like Chiefs. Okay, although the matchups looked great on paper, they just didn't. It didn't make because you gotta understand the four teams that played on Christmas played three games in they played three NFL games in 10 days, which is bad for the league and the players because injuries injuries happen. We just saw Pacheco get injured in the game. Um Hopefully he's fine. I mean, you have players like Chris Jones that, were going to suit up but could not suit up because they didn't want to risk them getting injured after playing two games before in that short period of time. So, I mean, and also look at the product they displayed. I mean, 29-10, 31-2. I mean, let's be honest, man. Like, these games they were good on paper, but they were just bad to watch. So, look, NFL, stay off Christmas, man. That's all I got to say. But I still love the NFL, though. So, happy to talk about it. But I think today's Christmas really showed that the NFL just needs to stay off of Christmas. They should not be putting players in this much jeopardy when it comes to injuries because playing three NFL games in 10 weeks is just it's brutal and just it's bad, man.
personally, I a little bit disagree about that, even though the games are pretty bad today. Um, Personally, I think a lot of NFL fans would agree. Even if they were blowouts, I'd much prefer to watch football than basketball, just because
I mean, okay.
of how Okay, you could say yeah, I agree. Today's games were fine; they were
Mm-hmm.
good. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying in terms of the product of the NBA right now is not the same as it used to be.
I'll disagree,
Christmas
man.
Day,
I
NBA games have fallen off a cliff.
That's not even
And
true. That's not even true because today's Knicks game came down to the wire. Today's Warriors game against the Lakers came down to the wire. Today's
yeah,
Sixers
I'm
game
not saying
versus
it's
Celtics came down to the wire. The Timberwolves versus Mavericks game came down to the wire. The Nuggets game that's going on right now is coming down to the wire against the Suns. So I mean, yeah, although the NBA they all do shoot a lot of threes and like it has changed, the game has changed and evolved. I just I just disagree with you because if everyone watched the NBA games today, they were way better. It was instantly better watching them. Every game came down to the last minute. It was so entertaining. Like, and you're seeing the best teams go at it, get best players, marquee matchup. I mean, look again. I agree with you. A lot of NFL fans will agree with you because they like football better than basketball. I'm not disagreeing with you there. I think football is a way more popular sport in the United States than basketball is. Like that's a fact. There's more viewership when it comes to NFL. But when we talk about Christmas Day games and what I saw today, I watched both. I was on my couch watching the games. We watched it together. I'll say this: I enjoyed watching the NBA games today more. I know it's not about the NBA, but we're not going to talk about the NBA. But I enjoyed watching the NBA games, and I think the product was so much better. Because if you like both the NBA and the NFL, man, you have to agree with me there. Because every game came down to the last it came to clutch time. It was such a great back and forth games, and we just saw today the Texans. I mean, the best part of the game was Beyonce. I mean, let's be honest. She was the best part of the game. I mean, I'm not even a big Beyonce fan, but I'll like that was a horrible game. If you're not a Ravens fan, that was a horrible game to watch. And if you're not a Chiefs fan, that was a horrible game to watch. So I'm just saying in a unbiased standpoint, because I like both really much. I like both. NBA owns Christmas Day. It's not even close, man. I can't let you say that because I watched those games. I saw Wemby almost beat the Knicks. I saw Kyrie Irving when Luka Doncic got injured come back from 28 and lose. Obviously, they still lost to the Timberwolves by 5 or 6 points, but the product is still there. I that narrative that the NBA is bad and just jacking up threes, it's not a correct narrative because if you watch the games, which I'm not saying you're not watching the games, I'm just saying for the viewers out there, if you watch the games, it's so much closer than people think it is. You just have to watch the game. It's still a lot of people are still going to the paint, scoring. It's still a very, very balanced game in my opinion, man.
I guess we can agree to disagree, but you know, I see what you mean. Definitely understand your points, but I don't know. Personally, like I was very in
I
and
like
out of the game. I wasn't very like paying attention too much to it at times because
no,
at
but
some
that's
points in the
good. That's
games it
good.
kind of got. But either way, we're talking about football here, and at the end
No,
of the
no, no, no.
day,
I know. One more thing. One more thing. Like, even last year, like, this is about football. Like last year, like I forgot the match. I think like last year was Chiefs Raiders, right? And uh Eagles Giants,
Ravens.
right?
No, it was Ravens.
Yeah, Eagles
Ravens
Giants was the third
49ers.
matchup, I think. Yeah, Ravens
Oh,
49ers. Right? Like those were all bad matchups. They were terrible.
they were terrible, but still, people will find a way to
No,
watch
I
it. That's the thing.
no, I agree with
I'll
you.
take
I
my
agree with
time
you.
and
In
watch a bad game at the
No,
end of
no,
the
no,
day.
no, no. That's the thing. That's the thing. Like that's the difference between me and like a lot of fans in America, right? Because I feel like you bring a really good point. I think America, when it comes like United States, a lot of people will prefer to watch a football game because football is America's sport. It is like everybody watches football, right? I'm not
I
trying to
mean,
debate that. I think football's amazing. I'm just saying that the Christmas Day specifically. I'm not making the NFL versus NBA. I'm just saying Christmas Day specifically is. I think NBA owns it. That's all I gotta say. That's all I'm saying. I'm not disputing with the
I don't
argument. I
know. I
think your
mean,
argument's fine.
yeah, I see what you mean,
Come on, so
but at
back.
the
Come on, man. You watch
it,
you watch the NBA with me too, man. Come
I
on.
did. I used to, but then, but that was before you can have all these marquee matchups and whatnot. But if the product, you can go down to the wire whatsoever all you want. But that's just the beginning and end of the game. What happened to the middle part of it? That's the part.
Oh, it's amazing.
Getting to the end of a game when it comes to the NBA has gotten like throughout the years. Is my argument is that throughout the years the product
Hmm.
of the NBA game has diminished. And no matter how close you try to keep it, and no matter how like clutch the last 3 minutes are, because the last 3 minutes are the longest part of a game for whether it's the
But that's
NFL and the NBA.
yeah,
And in the
yeah.
NBA, that 3 minutes feels like an eternity, genuinely eternity. Whereas in the NFL, it's a lot more intense because there are clock management stuff that you have to do. So no
There's
matter
clock
how
management.
bad the matchups are, you'll still
There's
have
clock management for
opportunities.
both sports. There's
And the
clock
thing
man.
is,
Okay.
for fantasy football, you gotta also keep in mind as well.
Yeah, I agree
That's
with you. Hmm.
like that's a big key factor of why people watch because in NBA when it comes to fantasy football I play both, and when it comes to fantasy football it's week to week, like every week does not matter to the grand scheme of an entire NBA fantasy season, whereas each game matters for an entire season for the NFL fantasy football wise, and
No, no, no.
that's
I
just
agree.
another element.
Fantasy basketball is definitely worse. Like I agree with you. But we're talking about. I'm no, no, no. I'm not even talking about NBA versus NFL. Cause I agree. NFL for sure. We're gonna get to the matchups. Amazing. I love talking about the NFL. And I love talking about the NBA too. But I'm saying specifically, I've watched the NFL. Okay, for me, religiously, I watched the NFL last year and this year on Christmas. And I watched NBA since I was a little kid. I've been watching the NBA Christmas Day, all those amazing matchups. We saw it, like obviously, like the Kyrie Irving versus the Warriors. We saw all these games that happened today. I'm just saying that the product that I've seen from the NFL, and people can correct me if I'm wrong, from the past years that I haven't watched. I'm talking about these last 2 years. The NBA has given a better product when it comes to Christmas Day games than the NFL, and that's why I agree with LeBron. Now, I'm not saying that the NFL is better than the NBA is better than the NFL. I'm not saying that at all. I think the NFL is amazing. I love it. I like them both equally, and that's a debate for the comment section. That's a debate for a lot of people. And I agree with you. I respect your opinion. I think you like the NFL better than the NBA. I like the NBA better than the NFL. We can agree to disagree there. I'm just saying Christmas Day, NFL, man. And also another thing with the NFL is like this year specifically, I'm just worried about the injuries. Like this is so close to postseason football, and postseason football we want even when it comes to a business standpoint for the NFL, because at the end of the day, NFL is the National Football League is a business. You want your players to be healthy, right? You want your players to be healthy, and what we're seeing is a lot of in these 10-game stretches where the Steelers had to play the Eagles, they had to play the Ravens, they had to play the Chiefs, and then also the Texans had to play 3 grueling games. The Ravens had to play 3 grueling games, and so the Chiefs. We're seeing injuries pile up, and I was just a little bit worried, and I'm worried because now Pacheco's injured, and that's a big player for the Chiefs, and it's just like, okay, a player could have got injured, and let's just say Pat Mahomes got injured or Lamar got injured. Marquee players that people pay to watch, if you lose people like that near postseason football, it's bad for the company. So I just think that when it comes to next year, when they're planning these Christmas Day games, give the teams more leeway, give them more time to prepare. Like 3 games in 10 days should not be a thing. I think you would agree with me there, right? Like players should not be forced to play 3 games in 10 days. Like that's ridiculous. The NBA is different. You play maybe 4, sometimes you play 5 games a week, but it's not like less contact sport. With the NFL, it's mostly contact. We see injuries pile up every game, and amount of injuries that are piling up in these 3-game stretch is a big concern. That's my only thing with the NFL when it comes to Christmas. I think it's still a fantastic product. I just think that the NBA is a better product. And we can just ask for a comment section below to either, agree with me or disagree. It doesn't really matter, but that's just my opinion, man.
Okay, that's fair. But I guess we're talking about the game specifically, like
Yeah.
the
Let's get
Chiefs,
into the NFL, man.
the Pittsburgh game. Let's actually, you know what? Let's go into our pick'ems as well because I forgot
Yeah, for
to
sure.
fill out the first 2. So let's
Same,
talk
man.
about the Chiefs game because for the beginning it
Yeah.
did seem like a game. It seemed pretty good. Russ had like a rushing touchdown, but then it got away from them, and the Chiefs again failed to score 30 points in a game. But they still got the
Yeah.
job done, and they're 15-1 now.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
mean,
me
what else?
me and you, we both watched this game. We both watched this game together, but like I don't know if you felt like this, but I felt like the Chiefs were in their own league, and like the Steelers were never even close. Like I know it was like it was 13-7, like at a point in time, but it just never felt like the Steelers were even at the level of the Chiefs. I'm not even trying to glaze or anything, but it just the Steelers have a lot of flaws, right? I think they can't run the football, but they just can't. I think they have a lot of questions, but when it comes to because okay, and I've saw a lot of Steelers channels, so I used to follow the team when Fields was starting, but obviously I still follow a lot of NFL teams. I saw a lot of the channels say that they were battling injuries when facing the Eagles. They didn't have Pickens for the Eagles and the Ravens game. A lot of players on injury reserve and all that, right? This game, you're facing the Kansas City Chiefs, that have not really been scoring that much points. They don't really blow out teams. They still find a way to win, but they don't blow out teams, right? So me and you, like, we probably assumed that this game was going to be like a 1-score game, right? Like we were going to think that it's going to a 1-score game. Well, you got blown out, 19 points at home on Christmas Day, and I think it's a big question: is Russell Wilson the guy? Because let's be honest. the Steelers have a lot to think about in that because Russell Wilson's on an expiring deal. You got to either re-sign him. You go with Justin Fields. You go with Sam Darnold on the market. Quarterback position is going to be very, very key. Now, another thing I saw throughout the game for the Steelers is George Pickens. George Pickens, and maybe you disagree with me or agree with me here, but I think he had a lack of effort in the game. I think he was not putting his best effort when it comes to route running. I saw that throughout the year, even beginning of the year and middle of the year. I've seen him, have some attitude issues, but whatever. That is what it is. He's still a fantastic player, but he's not been the same. I think Najee Harris has fell off. Jalen Warren's all right. He's a solid player, but he's all right. He's a good RB2, but they need a running back one. And then the defense. I mean, their secondary is just awful, man. I mean, you don't. I understand you don't have Joey Porter Jr., but you still got your players, man. And TJ Watt's great. Alex Heisman's. I think their front is amazing, but your secondary is getting burnt week. I mean, play after play after play. There's just something that the Steelers have to figure out, and I think they lost the division, right? Did they lose the division?
Hmm?
So back. Did they lose the division?
Which one?
The Steelers. Did they lose it? Is it like official? They lost after the Ravens game.
No, I think so. I think they're yeah. If the Ravens clinched the division today, and
They did.
um,
Okay.
yeah, if the Bills win tomorrow, they're gonna clinch the second seed in the AFC.
Okay. No. That makes sense. Okay. So if I'm the Steelers, and I'll let you talk after this. I'll let you go after this. If I'm the Steelers, I'm playing everybody. I'm playing my starters in Week 18, man, because you can't. Okay, my thing with the Steelers is you started off hot, but December, in my opinion, is probably the most important um like part of the season because if you're especially when you're in the postseason, right? You want to build off momentum. Right now, the Steelers don't have momentum. They've lost 3 games, and I understand they played the best teams, but let's be honest. To be a contender, you gotta be good teams. Like you have to be good teams. You can't just beat the mid teams, mediocre teams, and say, "Oh, I'm a contender." No, that's not how it works. So I think if I'm the Steelers, the Bengals, they're fighting for a playoff spot too. I think you got to play everybody, play your starters. It's gonna suck, but you have to play all your stars, man, because you need to bring some momentum in. Because I understand the Steelers already clinched; they're probably at worst the 6th seed, and you probably have to go against the Ravens. But here's the thing with the Steelers too, and one more thing: you just saw what if you're a Steelers fan, you saw what the Texans just did today. They were awful. You want an easy round one win? Try to be the 5 seed, and you have to beat the Bengals to be the 5 seed, or else the Chargers will take that spot. So, and the Steelers also have a tiebreaker over the Chargers. So you don't want to have 7 losses because if the Chargers win Week 18, and I think they play Denver no, they play the Raiders Week 18, so that's an easy dub for them. You kind of want to win this game, so I think they should play all the starters.
Mm.
Sorry for going a little long, but my bad.
Yeah, I mean, listen, this game is gonna be. I mean, this game just kind of proves, how well coached the entire team is. Um, and the Chiefs deserve to win that game from the start. And yeah, the Steelers just were just not ready to play. And the crazy thing is, they had the same amount of days as the Kansas City Chiefs to prepare for this game, and
Yeah.
uh, the Steelers didn't even need to travel either. Uh, what was it? Kansas
Mm-hmm.
City played against at home
Both times
in
they played
Arrowhead.
home twice.
Yeah. So no, and then they
Mm-hmm.
went to Acrisure. So there's the better team, but Pittsburgh is just not ready. And it just showed. It really just showed in that game. And speaking of not being ready, I mean, the Houston Texans. Good God. Yeah, they're 9-8
Let's
now.
just
I
say
think, right?
let's just say the score was 31-0. Okay, that's cute. They got a safety, but let's be honest. I'm talking about offensive points. 31-0 is crazy, man. Like, let's just
Yeah.
say right now, Lamar Jackson owns CJ Stroud. I mean, I don't know if that's a flex or anything, but he does.
I
He beat
mean,
them. He beat
2
them three
wins. Yeah,
times.
what you mean? Yeah, 2 big
No,
wins.
three.
Yeah,
Yes, three.
against the
3.
Texans. Oh yeah, he beat them first time. Yeah.
Yeah,
hmm
so you want to take it away or should I take it away?
I can do it. Like
Okay.
Ravens, Lamar is taking the lead back from Josh Allen. Um, the only thing I would say this MVP race is between is Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. Statistically, right now, Lamar Jackson should be the lead, take the lead over Josh Allen. But for the sole purpose that Lamar Jackson beat Josh Allen really badly, genuinely
Mhm.
demolishment against the Bills.
Yeah.
But the case for Josh Allen is he beat the two top teams pretty handily,
Who do you beat?
where with the Chiefs and a close game against the Lions. Um,
Oh
so
yeah, 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 you do.
that itself is the two top teams with two in each conference, like
Mhm.
who are potentially going to be 15 and no 16-1 each. No, wait, no.
Mhm.
What's the record
The
for the
Lions are
Lions?
15 and the Lions have 2 losses.
Oh yeah,
He lost they
they
lost
do
to
have
Baker. They lost to Baker and Josh Allen.
yeah. So
Bake show.
yeah, so the two top teams in the whole NFL right now.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
that's the only I would say criticism for Josh Allen. He did have like a kind of poor game, pretty poor game last game against the Patriots. He still got the win
Still
at the
won.
end of the day.
Mhm.
But in terms of a game, complete game, he was not there. Lamar, had a great run. A little bit of an RPO kind of play and or a little play action handoff, and then great blocking, great scheme by Todd Monken for that long rushing touchdown off a
Mhm.
turnover. And got to give credit where credit is due. Lamar Jackson has been balling out a lot more than he did last year. Eclipsed the
Damn.
amount of yards. I'm pretty sure. I think he's only like another 200 yard a game away from being 4,000 yards.
Yeah,
But
no. He was only actually 45 yards away from being 4,000 yards passer.
really, okay. So I mean,
Oh,
either
sorry, you're
way, it
saying
doesn't
200
really.
yards. My bad. Yeah, my
Yeah,
bad. Go. Sorry, my bad.
yeah. I just
Yeah.
think that he's not going to be playing the next game. I think that they're going to rest him because you need a healthy
Mm,
Lamar, and this game doesn't really matter considering that they have locked up the third seed in the AFC. They're not going to immediately face like insane comp either. So there's really no point in playing him. So he's probably not going to get to 4K. But at the end of the day, he has 30 plus 38, like near 40 touchdowns, um, insane amount of yards,
Oh
near
wait. By the
about
way,
800 yards in.
real quick, you can finish the thing. The Ravens actually did not win the division yet.
Mm, they
So
didn't.
basically, real quick. So I don't know who the Ravens play. I think the Ravens play. Okay, so the Ravens play the Browns. The Steelers play the Bengals. Okay, so basically, what happens is if the Ravens lose next week and the Steelers beat the Bengals, when the Ravens lose to the Browns, the Steelers will win the division. They still have the tiebreaker over the Ravens. Yeah, I'm just reading
Really?
ESPN saying that. So
Oh,
basically, the Steelers. So basically, Lamar will play Week 18 because they have to win. And yeah, that's
weird.
basically saying
But
Russell Wilson.
if Lamar, but the Ravens have a better record than them.
It doesn't
12
matter.
wins.
No. They're only no. They're 11-5. They're 11-5. The Steelers are 10-6. So they both end the season
Oh,
11-6
they
each.
did.
The Steelers win the division.
Oh, right. Gotcha. Oh, okay. Yeah. They would. Oh, they
So
should. They have a chance.
so basically Lamar Jackson has a wait. I don't know if you're done with your take. My bad.
No, yeah. I'm just saying. Okay, in that case, yeah. If he probably will have another shot to get to 4,000, and that'll be the first time in his career that he's had
Hmm.
that. He reached 500 mark. Oh, sorry, 1,000. Wow, I can't even speak. 4,000 yard mark for his career as a passer, which is for Lamar Jackson throughout his career has been like the crux of people's argument on why he's not a top quarterback or or not fit to be in the conversation with Mahomes or
I was one of
whatnot.
them, man. I was one of
But
them.
he's done everything. Todd Monken has been with his second year as offensive coordinator, has done a great job. He tried doing that last year with Lamar, but
Hmm.
Lamar did show that he was able to pass the ball a lot, and that led them to be the number one team in the AFC. But
Yeah,
this year, I think they took a step back on defensively, but offensively they took a step forward, which is what the Bears
I
should
think
have
they're
done. I don't know why I keep bringing up the Bears, but obviously
I-
I'd prefer a really good offense over like a great defense any day. But the Ravens defense does enough to be sustainable. They are dealing with a lot of health issues right now, so I'm giving them a little bit of a pass. But give credit where credit due. Adding Derrick Henry definitely helped or added another element to Lamar's game, and
yeah.
he's been balling. But to talk about the flip side and CJ Stroud,
Mhm.
yes, sophomore slumps are very common when it comes to a great rookie quarterback's like first season. I don't think this is nothing like too crazy to really say like, oh, we should have taken Bryce or no. It's
No,
that's
no,
not
no.
that's not where I'm going right now. I'm saying like, listen, he's gonna struggle. Everyone has a year's worth of tape on CJ Stroud. He will be figured
Yeah,
out at some point, but it's up to CJ Stroud and the offensive coordinator Bobby Slowick to really, find ways or unique ways to make CJ more comfortable in the pocket or make CJ
yeah,
have better
for sure.
scheme so CJ can get those balls quick out without taking too long to kind of process the field or going for that big play. But that all comes with play calling and with the bad offensive line, especially with the health issues that
Yeah.
they've been having, plus their defense. You got to give some kind of leeway for CJ Stroud. That's just my thing because
Mm.
the Texans suck this year. Like they definitely, for a lot of people, had them as like a top team in the AFC or even in
I
the
didn't,
NFL.
but
But because of what the offseason additions they've made, bolstering up their defensive line, adding some key pieces to their offensive line who are now hurt. It
yeah, no,
yeah, it just sucks for them to be honest.
I,
But it's
I,
not like it's over for them. Yeah,
I
okay.
got a lot to say actually. A little bit, like, probably, I don't know. I agree with
Yeah,
you.
but we
Actually,
have
a
to go
lot of
through our
what you
pick
just
'em,
said.
so you have to make it quick. Yeah.
Yeah. So this game actually, like, damn, it was bad, man. I'm gonna count the score as 31-0. Like, because I'm gonna go with offense. Like 31-0 is crazy. Um, I think I agree with you. I think Lamar's played amazing this season. Like, I'll give it to him. Like a lot of people, if you guys have been watching our podcast and stuff, like I was really harsh on Lamar. Like I said Lamar was like not. I said he's overrated. I think last year's MVP, like, I mean, it's cool that he won it, but I didn't think he like really deserved it that much. But look, I think Lamar's played amazing this season. He's really passed. I mean, 39 touchdowns is amazing. He's about to hit 4K. I think he will play next game. So that's really good. I'm really proud. I'm actually happy for Lamar, man. This is a narrative he just squashed. Hopefully it can translate to the postseason. Now, my real one caveat to this is I don't want the excuse for the Ravens, right? When they lose to the Chiefs, because it's gonna happen. I don't want this excuse that, oh, they didn't run the ball enough. They didn't run the ball enough. No, because Lamar just showed that he can pass the ball. So that can't be an excuse anymore. I
Mhm.
think you agree with me, right? Like, if they lose and they cannot blame the offensive coordinator and say, oh, they made Lamar throw the ball a lot. Like, no. That is squashed now because he's
Mhm.
proven this season he can pass the ball. Now, moving on to CJ Stroud, I think CJ Stroud, I didn't see the sophomore slump coming. I thought he was, if you guys watched my video, I thought he was going to be MVP coming into the season. You know, obviously that's not going to happen. The Texans are going to be 10-7, but it's crazy, guys, right? I mean, me and Soback were Bears fans. Ever since that stunning moment that he did to Caleb Williams, who's had the better season, man? All I gotta say is Caleb Williams has.
Okay,
But I'm not
okay.
trying to make this about
Better
Caleb.
season
I'm not
as in
trying.
statistically.
Yeah. But like,
Not
hey, like,
winning.
hey,
Winning we're not.
according to you though, winning isn't a quarterback stat.
It
So,
isn't. It isn't. It
so
isn't.
Caleb
But
is
I'm just
having a better
saying
season because
I'm just saying from the text and Bears team point of view,
Yeah,
not
yeah, yeah.
from a
Obviously,
quarterback
obviously,
standpoint.
obviously. So okay. Anyway, that's a little. I'm not trying to make this about that. I think the sophomore slump is really not about CJ Stroud's ability. It's more about also he's missed a lot of throws. I'm not trying to like shed that out of the picture. It's also the injuries he's dealt with. His team is deal with, right? I mean, you lost Nico. Sorry, you lost Nico Collins for like 4 or 5 games. During that stretch, you lost Stephon Diggs for the whole season. You lost. Now you lost Tank Dell, and your offensive line. You lost a lot of key pieces on the offensive line. You're not gonna like. You can't really expect CJ Stroud to go play like Superman, right? He's not. Not everyone's like Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen or Joe Burrow that can overcome all that. And also, you have to understand, CJ Stroud's on year 2. He's only year 2. Like, he has a lot of potential. He's gonna be fine. Texans fans, don't worry. He's gonna be a fantastic player. I do expect the Texans to go lose in the first round. I don't think they're gonna win. But there's still a lot of things that they can build off of. They still have a lot of key pieces in that team. Their future is still bright, man. There we go. I
Yeah.
made my take.
All right, let's go to the next first game. But first game, unfortunately, the Chicago Bears are playing in prime time in on Thursday. I mean, at least one thing. The good news is that we're getting it over with now. The bad news is we have
Mhm.
to watch it tomorrow. And it's gonna be our last home game. But before we get to that, actually, I have something kind of to show you real quick because
Yeah,
this is
I
really
can't really
alarming.
see. You gotta explain it because I can't really see it that good. It's like
Okay,
really small.
let's
You gotta
just.
explain
I
it.
want to try to because let's see.
Okay, I see Jalen. I see Jalen. I see Jalen.
See,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
one
now I see
side
Stevenson.
we
Yeah.
have Jalen Johnson, amazing, great. Oh, and this is Rob PFF separation prevented,
Mm-hmm.
and this is oh shoot,
And
and
Tyree
this
Stevenson.
is
Okay.
Rob
I think I
PFF
see
on
where you're
ball
going for
grade.
this.
So Jalen Johnson, way good. Look at where Tyree Stevenson is.
So wait, is it good to be all the way in the right, or
It's
is it
good
up
to
and
be all the way
down,
on the right.
or so Jalen
Here,
Johnson and
good,
Trent McDuffie are the best corners in the league, or how
pretty
does it
much.
work?
And then Tyree Stevenson, god
So he's
awful.
the worst
Right
corner. So he's the worst corner in
He's
the
one of
league.
the worst corners statistically in the league right now. But I just wanted to quickly
Look,
show that because I think we've been having a
okay.
conversation about Tyree Stevenson. I'm not saying, listen, that's another thing about CJ Stroud. There's everyone goes to sophomore slumps. Tyree Stevenson is no person different that won't go through a sophomore slump. He is going through that. And it
Hmm.
also has a lot to do with his antics on the field
Yeah.
as well, with his lack of awareness,
Yeah.
lack of like, being in the moment, being there for your team and making the right plays. Like they have to fix something with that. Anyways, I Seahawks pretty easy pick. Like I at this point, both of us just want Caleb to have a good statistic season. I think right now he's at 3,250 passing yards.
Yeah. No,
He has a
71.
pretty
71.
solid. Yeah, he had 300 yards against Detroit. So like, wait, right? Did he have 300 yards against Detroit?
Yeah, he did. He did. Fourth 300-yard game of the season.
Yeah. So I mean,
Congratulations.
listen, if he can just keep on racking up 300-yard games to close out the season, like if he had like two more 300-yard seasons, then he can probably overtake Eric Kramer's record for the Chicago Bears. At this point, I'm just really wanting him to break the record more than anything, really, because
Yeah.
that would be something to kind of like, lift the spirits of Chicago. Like,
I mean,
hey,
he doesn't really need to break it. He doesn't need to break it. I
he
mean,
doesn't
I
need
think right
to.
now
I don't think he will,
he's
but it's
already
just like
he's already the
it'd be nice.
greatest. He's already the greatest Chicago. I mean, I can't really say greatest yet because he's only been there for 1 year. But it's crazy to say this, but I think he's the greatest Chicago Bear quarterback ever. I mean, most talented ever for sure. And he's broken all the records. That's not my whole point, but I think specifically talking about this game. And real quick, you brought about Tyree Stevenson, man. Look, I didn't know it was that bad, but I think he's been solid. Guys, I'm a big Tyree Stevenson guy. I really like him a lot. And, I like Reek. I like him a lot. I think he's been fine. I was really, really mad when the Bears fans when me and you went to the game, I was really mad that they booed him. Like, come on, man, he's done a lot of great things for us. Like, he's having a
Yeah, but it
sophomore
was
slump.
after like a two bad performances. Like, and
But
it's
yeah, but
like
like we can't really do
dude
that.
was
Like,
benched. Like, listen,
yeah, I understand that. I understand that. Like, it makes
Chicago
sense.
fans
I
will
think.
let you know, and that should fuel you. Like, that should fuel you, obviously, because we
Yeah,
expect a
yeah.
lot
No, no,
out
no,
of our
no.
players, and that was
No, I
terrible.
like. No, no, no. That's fine. Yeah, I agree with you. I think Stevenson's gonna bounce back. Like, I know he will. I'm excited to see that. Anyways, going to this game, Bears Seahawks. I'm actually gonna surprise you here, man. I'm being so serious. Look, I know. I don't see us losing out, man. I don't see us losing out. I think we're
I
not
think
winning
we're
in Green
losing
Bay.
that.
I think we're gonna win this game. Hey, look, that's the right pick. That's like the easy, like like the obvious pick. I think if there was a game we were supposed to win, so going to win, I think this one. I think Seattle's not look good. I think the Bears at home, night game on prime time on Amazon Prime. I'm going with the Chicago Bears to win this one. I think I'm going to go with them. I think Caleb Williams gets his win here. I think he snaps the 9-game losing streak, and the Bears have and he has some momentum going to the Green Bay game, which all will ultimately get squashed when they play them in Lambeau. But I think this is the game Caleb Williams wins, man, and I'm just excited to see it. He's gonna wear those orange jerseys. I'm excited to see that. But yeah, give me the Chicago Bears to win this one.
Yeah, I don't see that. This team is already looking to vacation time, except for Caleb, really, and Rome, if you want to call
But
that
like,
as
can
well.
you agree with me? Like, okay, but like, okay, going to
This
the
is an
stretch, like,
easier win. This is definitely an easier win, but we're not winning. There's no way because we are too, we are genuinely too shook right now as a team. Like as a team, we're so far gone. The season's so far gone that the Bears, as an organization right now, are just playing for stat points just get stats. They don't care about winning because our defense is too cooked right now to stop. It's a revolving door. We're gonna let Geno Smith have a career game, legacy game tomorrow. Expect if you're going to be betting on this game, like expect 300 plus yards or 350 plus yards from Geno Smith because our secondary, besides Jalen Johnson, like that side of the secondary is going to get beat all the time. That's easiest thing. Charbonnet, I mean, the run game is going to be a little bit bad because Kenneth Walker is out, but Charbonnet is going to have a legacy game. Geno Smith going to have a legacy game. JSN,
I don't know, man. I
looking-
I just think that this is the game. I think this is the game. This is the last home game of the season. It's like on a short week. I get it. I just think this is the game where it's like, okay, if I had to choose from that list out of the, starting the Green Bay Packers game, if I had to choose a game where, okay, like we're gonna win this game, like win one game at least, I think it's good the Seahawks game. Look, I agree with you, man. Like the Bears have not played their best football, and picking them is crazy. But I think I'm not even doing this from my heart. I just say that this is the game where, like, okay, we actually win. Because think about it. I guess like last year when we were 0-4, like me and you, like we both thought that the Bears were gonna lose to the Commanders on Thursday Night Football, and they won. They won and played their best football. I'm just saying, and the defense did not look that good either. So I'm just saying this is a game where, okay, you're about let's get one win before we end the season to end on a high note. I understand the Seahawks should be the favorites, should be the betting favorites. We can agree to disagree here, but I'm going with the Bears here. I think they have the chance to win this game. I think this is a winnable game for them. But I see your point with the Seahawks, though. I really do.
yeah. Chargers, Patriots. I think that's pretty obvious. I think the
Yeah,
Patriots
yeah,
could surprise
Chargers.
it, but it was how much they fight they put against the Bills. But I think it's
No,
in their best interest to tank.
they're definitely tanking. I mean, like you got the number 2 pick. I mean, even if you're not going to go for a quarterback, you could trade that pick, get more assets, or go for Travis
Or even
Hunter.
get
You
Travis
have a
Hunter.
lot of
Yeah,
yeah. So you got a chance, man,
yeah. Chargers are looking for him as well after that Broncos win.
for
Um,
sure.
Bengals are trying to fight for every single possibility to make the playoffs. So I think the Bengals are going to be
Yeah,
hungrier than the Broncos. Broncos are
yeah, I
starting
agree
to
with you.
fluster a little bit right now. Um, yeah, I just give me the Bengals for this one.
I got Joe Burrow. playing amazing this game. I think, guys, this is gonna be a hot take, guys, but I think the Bengals take the Broncos spot. I think the Broncos miss the playoffs. I think the
Ooh.
Broncos will lose to the Chiefs next week without Mahomes. I I just think that, man. I mean, I I I I don't know. I maybe that's just my heart saying it, but like I just think that the Bengals. I think Joe Burrow, and we're gonna get Joe Burrow versus Josh Allen round one, man, in
Oh, that'll be
Buffalo
so
round
good.
two.
Oh,
And guess
that'll be
what
so
happened
good.
last time? Guess what happened last time? Joe Burrow went into Buffalo and beat Josh Allen. I'm just saying. We don't know what I'm gonna say later, but I think Joe Burrow is gonna make the playoffs. So yeah, give me the Bengals.
I think the Arizona Cardinals are just trying to prevent the Rams to make it because their division game. Prevent the Rams to make it. So I think they're gonna like muster up every single ounce of like potential that they have and just try to beat the Rams. Like that's my thing. I
I
think it's an
no.
upset.
I agree with you. It's a division game. Like anything can happen. But no, I think the Arizona Cardinals are checked out, man. Like you said about the Bears, I think they're checked out. I mean, you played really bad against the Panthers. I know the Panthers have given a fight to a
Mm,
lot of good teams, but the Rams are hungry. I mean, they're one of the hottest teams in the NFL. Like they're going to win this game for sure. I think. Yeah, it's also a Saturday game, Saturday night game. Like, yeah, give me the Rams, man. I think the Rams win this easily. It's not even gonna be close. I think Kyron gets a few touchdowns. I think the Arizona run defense got a lot worse. Yeah, I
mhm.
think the Rams win this, but I could see. I don't know. My thing with the Cardinals, man, is I'm not just saying this because I'm a big Marvin guy and like I'm a fancy guy. Like, no, Kyler, it's very simple, man. Give Marvin the ball. Give Trey McBride the ball, man. You have playmakers. And look, I'm being so serious. I like Kyler. I think he's one of my favorite he's one of my favorite quarterbacks in the league to watch, like players to watch when he's playing good. Come on, man. You have playmakers on the other side. They drafted Marvin number 4 for you to have a playmaker on the side, man. You have to throw the ball to Marvin, man. Like that's all I gotta say, bro. Like imagine if Kyler was actually throwing Marvin the ball. Marvin would have so much yards, man. So look, Arizona, you have a lot to figure out. I think they're just waiting for the offseason. I think the Rams win this one, man.
That's fair. That's fair. Um, Giants trying to tank. Genuinely, the most obvious tank.
Yeah,
Yeah, Colts
Colts,
are going to win
Colts.
this, even if they try to
My
lose
thing
it.
is,
Yeah,
real quick. Do you think Brian Dable's done?
that's also a good question. Honestly, I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know much about the Giants situation or
Because like, do they
what's
want to
going
really
on.
do? Okay, so I think I agree with you, right? I think the Giants. I don't know what they're doing. But my thing is, are they going to do what the Bears did and like keep Brian Dable and then draft another quarterback? And if that doesn't work out, then they're going to have to fire Brian Dable, or like is Brian Dable like kind of solidified himself as a good player, good person, like good coach to keep him and maybe develop another quarterback? Because if you look at Hard Knocks, like he wanted another quarterback. Like there's no like sneaky suspicion on that. It was obvious. So I just wanted to hear your take on that, man. Do you think like they should keep Brian Dable after going 2-15 if they do and get the number one
I
pick?
mean, as of right now, they are 0-8 at home this year. They haven't won a single home game. Um, a loss on Sunday will make it 0-9. I think there is a good shot that he is gone. Um, but I don't think he's going to be. I think that he might go back to the Bills, like or not to the Bills because the Bills already have a good offensive coordinator in Joe Brady. No, no, no. Actually, I take it back. There could be a possibility with Joe Brady, their current offensive coordinator, in talks with being a head coach this upcoming season. If he doesn't pull a Ben Johnson and stay back with the Bills, there is an option where Brian Dable could go back to Buffalo if they're willing to bring him back.
So you
And
think he's gone?
no, I'm saying this if there is a good shot that he is, but
Okay,
I
that's
wouldn't be
fair. That's
surprised if
fair.
he
Okay.
stays either. But if Brian Dable gets let go, I feel like he might be the offensive coordinator, or he might go back to being the offensive coordinator for like a year or two with the Giants. Just pull like what Matt Nagy did, and didn't work out in Chicago, we'll go back to a winning franchise that you came from, and
Hmm.
maybe help Josh Allen. Josh Allen got his best some of his best years with Brian Dable, but you know it all really
Maybe, yeah.
depends. But yeah, oh yeah, I mean not really about the Colts. The Colts, to be honest, at this point they're gonna stoop down to their competition and they probably try to lose this game as well, but then they'll somehow end up winning it. Speaking of the
Yeah.
Buffalo Bills, yeah,
Yeah,
I
easy
think
one.
that's yeah, it's gonna yeah. There's not really much else
But
to say.
I do want the Jets to win though, just for like let's just say we lose. I do want the Jets to lose. So just to
Mhm.
win. So like we get a higher pick
True.
than them. But yeah, I got the Bills. I got the Bills winning though.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, honestly, that
Yeah.
would be interesting. But Vegas and Saint. Oh god, this is awful. I
Yo,
picked the
Saints win this, man.
Saints because the Raiders are genuinely trying to tank, even though Antonio Pierce says no, we're trying to win these games. We are always out here coming to compete. No, you're not winning anything. I'm sorry, man. Like, yeah, you won that game against the who did you even
Jags.
beat? The Jags?
Yeah.
Like they're both trying to they're both throwing that game either way. And Mac Jones had one of his best games too. It's like as a Jaguar. So like
Expect a 3-0 game, bro, or a 6-3 game.
this could be so bad. Like because the Saints got shut out by the Packers. So I think that's gonna be a little easier without Max Crosby. Don't think it's gonna be a shutout, but I think it's gonna be like
No, like
field goal, punt,
6-3.
punt, field goal, punt, field goal,
Yeah.
punt. Like that's yeah, no touchdowns. It's gonna be a battle of mid. This is gonna be a
Nah, for
good game
sure.
though. It's actually a good game now. Panthers, Buccaneers. I want
Big
the
show.
Bucks to
Big
win,
show.
and I think that the Bucks are gonna win.
No,
Panthers
they're
are
gonna win.
trying to
They'll win.
yeah, I hope
They're
so.
gonna
But
win. They're
it
gonna
is a
win.
division game, and it's very wonky when it comes to this matchup because for some reason the Buccaneers just fold when every time they play against the Panthers, and they almost lost to the Panthers last time. If it weren't for like a Chuba Hubbard, was it Chuba Hubbard that fumbled or something like that? I don't know, but someone
I
fumbles
think
for the
so.
Panthers.
Maybe.
But yeah, so
Yeah,
give
it
me the
was
Panthers.
Chuba,
Yeah,
but he did clutch up in the last game, so he did.
yeah. So give me the Panthers. Sorry, give me the Buccaneers. But I wouldn't be
Yeah, give
surprised
me
if
the
the
Bucks.
Panthers. God, let's just yeah. Honestly, either of them can win.
Wait, wait.
Yeah,
I got Tennessee.
yeah, with Mason Rudolph probably. Honestly, yeah. But
I got Tennessee.
actually, yeah, I might go with Tennessee. I might go with Tennessee because
I think the Jags like actually want to lose. Like they actually want to lose, and the Tennessee's like,
mhm.
okay, wait, is Will Levis the guy? Wait, is he benched?
No, he's benched for Mason Rudolph.
Wait, so they're so he's done. Like, hey, Tennessee,
He might be a
you
backup
got
somewhere.
yo Tennessee, you got some options, man. You got you got Sam Darnold if he doesn't resign. You got Justin Fields if he doesn't resign. So got some options.
Yeah, Eagles, Cowboys. Eagles, after losing to the Commanders, they don't want that to happen again. I mean, all depends on if
I
Jalen Hurts plays. Kenny Pickett is so bad, but like not so bad. He's
coming
just not that good.
coming to okay. Wait, Jalen Hurts is out.
I mean, we don't know yet
Okay,
but he didn't play
I
today with the concussion.
okay. Okay, that means he's out basically. Okay, so this week, I was actually pondering this game because like it's a cool game. I think this one got flexed too. Like this game got flexed. It's it's a 12 p.m. game now. It should not be. Yeah, it's a 12 p.m. game. Okay, I think the Cowboys upset the Eagles, man. I think
I
they
can
do
see
it.
that.
I think Mike McCarthy is saving his job here, and I think, and also if Kenny Pickett's playing, it's even playing field now. You don't have an advantage on the quarterback. I think Mike McCarthy, they're like, you know what? Screw the pick. Let's go win this game and ruin the Eagles' chances to be like the 2 seed. So I'm gonna go with the Cowboys to win this game. I think Mike's trying to save his job. I think impressive win against the Bucks. I'm going with the Cowboys to win this game.
Yeah, and I think like another thing to consider against the Commanders, they were able to get 5 interceptions or 5 turnovers. no, 5 turnovers against the
That's true.
Commanders. And if it weren't for Devonta Smith drop, that was wide open, they would have iced the game
I
and
just think
won.
I just don't like. I don't know. I think the Cowboys defense is really really good too. Like I think people are underestimating their defense. I think their defense has picked it up since Micah Parsons came back. So like I think it's gonna be a defensive slugfest. And I think if you have two backups playing, I think I'm gonna give the edge to Cooper Rush. But I don't know. Kenny Pick has been all right too. So I don't know. I'm gonna go with the Cowboys.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Miami for this one.
Yeah, Miami,
Not really
Miami. I
much
don't
else to
really
say.
have that much. Yeah. Oh, game of the
Vikings,
week.
Packers. I take the
Game of the week.
Vikings.
I I'm going Packers, man. I know. It sucks. I'm a Bears fan. It's really it's hard for me to say this, but I got Packers. I think they split last year. This happened also. Like they split. I think this team they always split. The Packers and the Vikings always split. I think
Mm,
they got the one in Lambeau. They get the one here in Minnesota. I think the Packers defense. You had to admit, man, they've been playing amazing. Like they've been playing really really good. Um, and Matt LaFleur has not lost. He only lost one game this season. It was in Detroit. He's not lost. He's only lost one game, not in Lambeau. I think, or actually, he's lost two. The other one was in San Paulo. But yeah, I got the Packers winning this game, man. I think the hot streak for the Vikings ends here. But hey, and then I think they're gonna rest their starters week 18. I think both. I think the Packers win. I don't think they're. Yeah, they're in. They're already clinched the playoffs. So I don't even know if they're gonna play. They probably will because they want to beat us. But um, yeah, I got the Packers winning this one.
yeah. Commanders, Falcons. Hmm.
I got the commies winning this one, man. I hate to say it too. I don't like the commies either. But I do respect a lot. I do respect Jaden Daniels a lot though. I really
Mhm.
do. But
Fair
I think
game.
the Falcons. I really want this. Also, I'm saying because I want the Commanders because I want Baker to make the playoffs. So I need the Falcons to lose. But I think this is a game where national television. I think Jaden Daniels was crazy, man. I really do. I don't think Michael Penix is ready for like the big lights yet. But this
Yeah.
is a matchup of the two like rookie quarterbacks that have been in the class. So it's always great to
Hmm.
see two rookie quarterbacks in the same draft class go at it. So it's gonna be a good game.
I agree. I agree. It'll be fun. And then the Monday Night Football game against the Detroit Lions and the injury reserve, essentially.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know that
I think Purdy's
the ever since that one game where Nick Bosa showed like the MAGA hat, he they are now 1-6. Um, since then, and the one win
damn.
was against the Bears.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah. I mean, I got the Lions too. I think
yeah,
the Niners are they're gonna be shopping for a quarterback soon. So and hey, look, I when that happens, man, just expect me to be be annoying. I'll be annoying, guys, because I was right all along. But hey, if they resign Brock Purdy, I was wrong. But I'm just saying right now, I said throughout the season, bro, Brock Purdy, this is his last season as a 49er. Or as at least a starter. He's done,
yeah.
man. He's
Okay,
done.
that's fair. All right.
But if Brock wants to make an impression, man, you go out there on Monday Night Football and go play, man. Go out there and try to beat the Lions or put up a good game, man. You haven't been doing that. You did it against us, but go out there. I mean, if you want a chance to, tell John Lynch, yo, pay me. Go out there and play, man.
Yeah.
Football does the
Well,
talking, man.
yeah. It really this what 2 more weeks, including this one before playoff football.
Yeah,
Um, Crazy. The season went by
excited.
super fast. Like genuinely
Yeah,
so
yeah,
went by super fast, but so long at the same time as a Bears fan. But that's gonna do it for today's episode. Thank you guys again so much for joining us today and listening. Feel free to subscribe down below. Always remember to like and comment. What point do you like this podcast and whatnot, or any points that we've mentioned, please hit it down in the comments
hmm
below. Always remember to like and subscribe. Podcast episodes every Tuesdays and Thursdays. I know the schedule has been a little bit random nowadays because of the holiday
yeah,
season, but once playoff football starts and season starts to dwindle down, I don't think it will be Tuesdays and Thursdays, or we'll try to get Tuesdays and Thursday episodes in. But um,
yeah.
also one more key note as well. I'll be streaming the game tomorrow. Unfortunately, um, you know, for the Seahawks on Thursday Night Football. So come join in. Slashing will make an appearance as well, here and
Yeah,
there. And yeah, that's gonna
I
do it.
think
Any closing
the
remarks?
yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, we're always open to like free opinions in the comments. Like, you guys don't have to always agree with us. Like, feel free to put your feel free to put your take in the comments, man. We'll look at it. Like, this is an open dialogue, man. Like, so we enjoy talking about football. So the postseason's coming up soon, so I think we'll be going live for some of the games. I don't know yet. We'll probably announce that later, but
I'll
make
try to
sure
do
to
all of it,
so
but I don't think I
yeah,
will be able.
make sure. I mean, I'm not trying to make it a promise right now. Like, obviously, we'll talk about it later. But I was just trying to say that. But make sure to go. Subscribe to both of our channels. Man, we put up a lot of content there. I mean, I got to get back on my
Yeah, you
grind.
gotta
But
get back to it.
uh,
Like, what do you?
Soulbag's been putting a lot of stuff. So just go like and subscribe to him. I think it's been like a year since you've been doing content creation. So that's really really good. Yeah, that's all I gotta say, man.
All
But
right, and that's
yeah.
gonna do it for today's episode. Remember to like and subscribe, and as always, guys, I'll see you guys in the next one.